Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. Very quickly before we get into this one, I just want to say thank you guys so much for 150 subs. My growth and support recently has been absolutely unreal. We've went from like 20 subs to 160 something in under 2 weeks. A week of like really quality content, like putting effort in. So I'm not going to keep you guys for too long. I'm going to teach you guys the absolute best tips and tricks to catch up and hit leaderboards just like me inside of Anime Heroes. With that being said, let's get into it. Okay, so firstly, the best thing I could say is start tiny tasking these tournament things. So these raids over here, you can tiny task. I do have a video on how to tiny task. It's how I have such a stacked inventory. As you can see, 16,000 iron. I did this last night. So I did this for 6 hours and I stayed up to like 4 in the morning. Then once I did this from the afternoon to the morning, so from mini update to the early hours of the morning, then I switched over to this thing. The thing to get the fruit, but we'll get into that later. So tip number 1 is to tiny task overnight if your PC can handle it. If you're on mobile, then I'm sorry, I don't think you guys can overnight like this, but we will get into some more, you know, mobile free to play tips. Anyway, getting on to tip number 2. Okay guys, tip number 2 would be ascending. So this is quite obvious, but there is a way to ascend quicker. So how I do it is I ascended as much as I could until I got to Dragon City. Every single time I got enough to ascend, I did it until I got to Dragon City. Now the reason for it is if we come over to Dragon City, in this capsule there is Mythic Pity. Now if you farm these guys, if I just come over here and just farm for a little bit, obviously I have a lot of gems. I have 5.66 QD, so I don't need gems, but you open for these two and trust me, they help a bunch. So if we come over to pets, 21 for the mythical and 45 for the secret. If you get a secret, this will carry you through the ascensions. It did for me. But yeah, once you get to the final city, focus on hatching and then ascending until you have a solid team. Anyways, on to tip number 3. Okay guys, the next one's pretty simple, but make sure you're redeeming all the codes, because if you redeem codes, if you come over to your inventory, you get capsules for completely free. The JoJo's Bizarre capsules are by far the best. Then you come over to Skin Fortune and spin these. Unfortunately, I don't have enough ninja capsules, but if you come over to skins, as you can see, my Jotaro now does 3 times everything because I've evolved them with my playtime. If you want to look at my playtime, I have nearly 2 days of playtime and the game's been out for about 3 days now. So yeah, definitely get your skins down, and every few hours make sure you evolve them so they get stronger. JoJo's Bizarre is the best one. On to tip number 4. Okay guys, kinda obvious one, but come over to titles, and if you look at some of these titles now, here's a big difference, right? So with my current title, which is the best one in the game so far, I'm getting close to 18 million EPC, which is energy per click. If I come over to a title that's kind of small, like top 100, my EPC is so much lower. I lose 12 million, so that's how big of a difference that these titles can make. And if you click these question marks here, they tell you exactly how you get them. So make sure you're coming over here and staying up to date. The current best one at the time of recording is Saiyan Winner. So get that done, and yeah, it'll help you massively. Anyways, on to tip number 5. Now this one's a little trick. I wouldn't call this a tip, but we're in Marine Island now, because this is where you actually get the fruits. Now fruits are massively helpful. Now I know you may look at some of these prices and be like, oh, that's ridiculous, it costs so much, which is true. You'd honestly have to time test this for over a day to get close to what I have. I've probably done a total of like 20 hours tiny tasking. Probably a little bit more, probably little bit less than that actually. But I tiny task like a lot of things. Like I do a couple hours a day while also auto clicking on the faster speed. That's how I have a stacked inventory, luckily. But yeah, fruits spawn every single hour. Now, they are completely random and random locations, but there is certain locations they spawn. For example, I could just say one dead quick off the top of my head. Slayer Village on a cart. There's a mini cart behind the building. That's one of the spawn locations. But they are totally randomized fruits, but you guys want to keep your eye out every single hour for a fruit, because they will help you massively. There's such a huge difference from having one and not having one, so make sure you guys get it. Anyway, on to tip number 6. Okay guys, tip number 6. Now, when you unlock Slayer Village, this is where you can start getting really powerful. Now, here's a little trick for you. Well, tip and trick. Now, I made the mistake of just crafting was it the Uzui blade I crafted? I think I crafted the Uzui blade first. Now, let me tell you why this is a big mistake. I now have Hawksword because I just have time. I'm a no-life. But if you come over here and you look at the requirements, now 15k and 6k is really not worth it. This takes absolutely hours to grind. The apples aren't as bad. It's more the bolts. My advice is craft the Percento and leave it at that. These are really not worth the grind, in my opinion. If you come over here and look at the swords. Okay, I didn't craft the Uzui. I must have crafted the Percento first, but I know a friend who does it. Now, luckily, I've evoed this once, but from the Percento, unevo, it's really not that big of a difference, especially for the materials. And you don't really need damage at the minute, so I just stick with the Percento. Don't waste your time getting Hawks or the other Uzui blade. It's not worth it. Save your time. Also, come over here and just get breathings. Forget damage, you don't need it, honestly. The more energy, the more damage. It's as simple as that. You do not need this stuff. So just come over here and get your breathings done. Now the remaining of the tips are mainly in this final world. So what I can advise is, firstly, get the Broly title, okay? If you need help, join my Discord down below. We do carries every single day. We help everyone. Now, to unlock this Tau quest, you want to come up here and just kill her once. Come back down to the tent, click teleport, and it'll take you here. Now, here's a little bit of advice. So, you want to get these boosters, which I bought with Robux, because I don't really have all that much time to grind this. Like, I'm grinding everything else. So I bought 50 boosters, which I deeply regret. And what you want to do, now, I shouldn't be sharing this because it's an absolute power trick if you know it. Instead of just focusing one to get like Super Saiyan or Saiyan, right? Literally just get the fish. Get the fish on every single thing you have equipped, right? Doesn't matter what it's on, just get it. If it's on your team, get it. It's as simple as that. Anyways, tip number 8 coming right up. Okay, tip number 8. Now, I think this goes for every single one of them. Do these, if you want more materials, do it as a solo, okay? But if you want to do this quickly and farm this stuff, the boosters and the capsules, get a team, get a private server. Literally, if you join the main Discord or my Discord, there's so many people that just drop private server links, and you can join and play with them for completely free, and they will carry you. You don't actually have to be too strong, and each of you guys just sit on a character, and it pretty much just kills like over and over, and you can do 30 waves in about 3-4 minutes if everyone's just killing their own characters. But yeah, on to tip number 9. Okay guys, tip number 9 is actually done, and I'm pretty sure it's the first world. So what you want to do is enable shift lock and set up tiny tasks to literally just follow this pattern, and all you want to do is go around the map like this. Ignore that one, and then you come through again like this and just repeat and leave it on overnight. The reason for this is because you don't get damage on anything else. If you get these kill tasks up like I am, so I've got nearly 60,000 kills on enemies, you want to get these up, right? So you get 4.5 times damage if you kill 25,000 enemies, which is such a crazy amount, and it would help you massively. So definitely get that done. I guess the tip would be just fill out your achievements as quickly as you can. Whatever you're close to, the playtime ones are absolutely beneficial. Just stay AFK, honestly. Open. You can hatch or do this with the tiny task, and you get the AFK stuff as well, which is more energy. So just AFK overnight as much as possible, doing different things. Try to multitask is what I'm trying to say. Anyways, on to the final tip. And finally, we are at the very final tip and trick. Now, if you notice, this isn't an avatar thing. It's not an avatar item. It's actually an accessory. Now, these things are really OP. So, I have heard they're getting buffed to 2.5 times. So, firstly, is the Luffy cloak, right? For this, you want to come here, click this. It has a 1% chance on wave 30 spawning, and if the boss spawns, it's a guarantee. This took me absolutely forever, so I'm not saying it's easy, but these accessories will literally take you from being a non-leaderboard player to top 100 easily. I am so safe in saying that. For example, I was top 90 in energy the other day. I got the Luffy cape, and now we're top 35. So this is where you get the Luffy one. And then if you come over to Dragon City and come all the way over to the temp once again, if you just give me a minute because my character's slow, teleport. Dragon Tournament is the exact same, but you get Piccolo's cape, I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, oh, Piccolo's cloak. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it. If you guys did enjoy the video and find it useful, smash the like button, subscribe, as it did take me a little bit to record and edit this video. Anyways, with that being said, God bless, stay safe, have a nice night.